I'm so excited to have you on my podcast. I think we've been planning this for like a year, just to have you.
Yeah.
But one thing that it's been on my head, and I wanted to ask you this. I didn't want to text it to you. I wanted to ask you when I have you on the podcast. So, what made you? Because for me, I have a feeling of like more like a shy person or like somebody who doesn't want to like open up to the public. What made you want to do a podcast? Mujevale, Mujevale, Mujevale. My name is Bani Kibuka, and welcome to another episode of the Ugandan Ball Talk Show.
Yes, that's true. I'm actually someone who is very, very shy and very reserved, so I don't really talk too much.
Yeah.
Um, but like when I saw your podcast, obviously I was intrigued, like I was intrigued, and it was surprising because I actually knew you before I actually come to know the podcast because I think we attended the same school.
Yeah.
Which is another story. But yeah, so the fact that I saw someone that I actually knew and um attended school with, I was interested. And then I listened to some of your podcasts as well, and then it was some interesting topics, and I was actually interested
Yeah.
in coming to this particular one, though it's not any podcast. So I was interested in coming to this particular one, but also I was like, it's something that I'm trying to overcome as like as a person, because I don't like sharing a lot, or I don't like talking. So I felt like maybe going to just having a chat. I feel like it's just like a chat or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a step forward to me overcoming my fear. And maybe the other reason would be that I'm actually also interested in starting podcasting.
Okay.
So I wanted to see how it feels, or I wanted
Mm.
to just get like an experience of how it would be, because it's something that I've
Right.
actually also thought about doing, but then because of my fear and all that, it's been on my mind. So I feel like this would be a very a first step forward as well to do that.
You're a kind of person who's like thoughtful, and I'm not afraid to say that. Like you're so thoughtful, even to the smallest thing that happens. Like you analyze it and think about it and talk about it. So for this episode, I really wanted to discuss with you and have a conversation about some thoughtful questions, like just to think about, like in a lifestyle. I'm glad you said like you wanted to start your own podcast too, and maybe this would help to help you and help me and help everybody. But yeah, I'm excited when I hear people want to start podcasts because it's pretty cool. I love podcasts. I tune in and listen to a bunch of podcasts. Like I have like 10 that I listen to, and I learn different things, and it's pretty cool. But one of the first question I'm going to ask you on my list here is, what in life is beautiful to you, and where do you find your inspiration?
That's I feel like that's like a general question, but then it's also like very specific if you come
Yeah.
to think about it. Um, I mean, life in itself is beautiful. If I had to say that,
Right.
like it's a beautiful thing to have life. When you're healthy and you're okay, and it's really a beautiful thing. But like, I mean, I think I would have like a list of beautiful things that I'd find in life. I don't know if I've understood the question correctly,
Mhm.
but like for example, the fact that I have a very, how can I put it? Like I have very close friends, and also a very close family whereby I'm really close to my
Right.
family members, whereby I know that whatever happens, if I fall, like I have someone to fall back on, and there is someone who is always going to come and pick me up. If my friends cannot make it, or if they're just friends anyways, like if they're friends, but then I know that I have a family. I
Yeah.
have a family that no matter whatever I'm going through, I know I can count on them. And then I know that they're just going to be there for me regardless of what I'm going through. which I feel like it's not everybody that has that. I feel like it's not everyone that has that. So the fact that I have that, it's really a beautiful, like I feel like I'm really blessed to have that in
Right.
my life. So that would be like the most important thing that I see. And then what I'm passionate about, I think that's what you asked as well,
I
right?
think it's where do you find your inspiration?
My inspiration. I mean, I just want to be better than yesterday, you know. I
Right.
don't have to be like the most successful or the most, you know, like perfect life, or I just always want to achieve like better than I achieved yesterday, or better than I achieved in my past. So I'm inspired to like maybe never go back where I came from. I don't know if that makes sense, but like I
No, it
never
does. It does for sure.
yeah, I never want to go back where I came from, you know, not to say it's bad or it's something that I don't want to leave again, but then I always want to like take a step forward. So every single time I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, so why are we doing this? Why are you waking up at 6 a.m.? Why are you doing this job, and why are you, you know, tiring yourself? And then I'm like, I don't want to go back there, you know. I don't want to go back in the past. I don't want to go like to step back.
Yeah.
um and so like that inspires me to go on as well.
I like your answers, and actually they're really like spot on, and it makes me think, as they call like thoughtful questions. And I like the part where you find your inspiration, because it's never want to go back and trying to be a better person every day. It's not like, not everybody thinks like that. And to know that, yeah, it's, you're gonna have some difficulties along the way, but you just keep looking forward, and just when you try to just be better than yesterday, it's always gonna be better. But like when you settle for something that's not where you want to be, then it will keep you in that one place. So that's a good motivation to have behind your head, to just like, I want to be better. The other question I want to ask you is, when did your life change for the better? And all these sound like general questions, but like you can just pick a one thing that, so like for me, I would say, like, I would start with me before
Mm,
you, maybe you can think of yours as you answer, like when your life changed for the better. I feel like when, for me, when I got the idea to like, this is how I want to live my life, or this is what I want to do, and knowing that, like, what you want for yourself before even anybody else tells you what you want for yourself, like that self drive to be able to do things without somebody telling me to do them.
mm.
I feel like that's when my life changed for the better, because I can't wait for somebody to tell me to do something. I want to do it before somebody tells me to do it.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty good thing. I think like it's like you don't need no one to tell you what to do, because you know yourself, you have to do it for you first, other
Yeah.
than someone else.
Actually, I hate it when somebody tells me what to do.
Right?
That's a
Yeah. Same
positive.
here. Same here. I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I know like I can do it myself, but like I don't need nobody telling me that. But like, I mean, I'm the kind of person who used to live life as it comes. Like I never used to plan, like, okay, I'm just going to
Wing
live
it.
it as please, you know. I never used to be the kind of person who has plans for the future, or what am I going to do for the future. I never had like plan A, plan B. If this fails, I can do this. No, but then I think it was around 2018 whereby like I went through a very bad experience and I hit really rock bottom. It was really bad. And I feel like the reason that made me be like that, it's the choices that I had made previously, you know, like it's the life choices I was making, just living as I please, not having a plan really. So when I hit rock bottom, it was really bad. And then I sat down, I was like, okay, so this is the person you're becoming. Like if someone like you have younger sisters that can look at you as an example, you have other people that look at you and you're like, okay, I want to be like my sister. Is this the example you want to set for your younger sisters? But then not only just for them, but then I looked at my life, I was like, what do you have? Like, what do you have in your life that you know is constant? Like, whatever happens, I still have this and it's constant. So like I thought about it as like, okay, this is not the way I can't live like this anymore. Which was a process. Obviously, I had to change a lot, which I'm still a work in progress even up until now. But like it's when I really hit rock bottom that I made a decision not to live the way I was living. And for sure my life changed for the better, I feel like.
That's amazing, and that's a good answer. And I like these questions because a lot of people, even those who are tuning in to just listen to whatever we're talking about, it's something that makes you think about your own life. And even us, like you and I, just going through these questions, it brings something out that you may not even have thought about. Like you think about and like you give the answer, and it just takes you to a place that you never um thought about in your life. But that's a perfect answer. And you said we're all a work in progress, and there's never that time when you feel like, oh, I've made it in life, I'm perfect. Like it's always going to be a work in progress, but as long as you stay on that track to just follow that, I think life will be getting better and better and easier. Another question I want to ask you is, what's your personal heaven? Today's episode is sponsored by Dancesoft Gamers. Dancesoft Gamers is the leading distributor of video games and other consumer gadgets like the podcast microphone sets, ring lights, headphones, and affordable smartwatches, and many other cool gadgets. For these and more, visit their website at www.dancesoftgamers.co. That is www.dancesoftgamers.co. I know all of us make our own personal heaven. I think for me, I would interpret it as a place where you feel happy, you feel comfortable, you feel chill, you feel like this is my heaven. Like when I'm doing this or when I'm here, this feels good.
I don't know, because if you say like it's something that has to be like more productive or something that you feel happy doing,
Yeah.
is that what you're saying?
I said it like it's personal heaven, like something that brings peace to you. I would interpret it like that. It
Mm,
doesn't have to be productive. It's just
right.
a moment where it brings peace. Like what we know about heaven. Like we know about heaven, like everything is
It's
perfect.
peaceful. Yeah, right.
So like that's what I would interpret as like something that
Mm,
peace to you. Like for me, I would say my personal heaven would be when I'm just like sitting down or laying down and listening, headphones in my ear, listening to music. And yeah, some of those songs like it had.
mm, yeah. Yeah, obviously, as you know, or as I told you some time back, I'm someone who loves watching series. Like, I'm the kind of person who will just sit down, watch a series all day and finish it. But I wouldn't call that my passionate heaven, because it's more of like relaxing type of thing. Like I just want to feel relaxed. I kind of want to think about anything else. I just want to be relaxed. So then if I had to pick one, it would be music as well, because like any situation that I'm going through, if I'm having a bad day, I just put on my music headphones. It's like I just feel like I'm good, like you can't even take my peace away. Do you know what I mean? Like you can try as much as you can, but like as long as I have my music, I'm good.
Yeah.
So that I would also have to say music if
Yeah.
I would pick one.
There's a way music feels like makes you feel so like when you have a bad, it feels make I wouldn't say numb, like not numb, but it makes you forget anything else that's happening outside the world. It's just like you get
Mhm.
lost into that, and it makes me feel like that. Like you get lost into it and just peaceful. And by the time you're done with it, add on a nap, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, definitely.
So speaking of just bringing peace in you, how do you
Mm.
manage your stress? This could be the same answer like we have
Mm.
over there. Like if you're stressed, because I mean, if I'm stressed, I'm gonna try to take a nap or listen to music. Either one
Mm.
of those two. How do you manage your stress?
Okay, so normally I'm a kind of person who stresses in every situation. Like that's that the kind of person I am. It might be something like this really, really small, and I would stress about it, yet I don't even need to. I stress about literally everything and anything. So I've adapted like a way to kind of, because sometimes when I let it take over, it just controls me and it makes me do things that I
Yeah.
shouldn't be doing. So what I've come up with is either listen to music, as you just said, or I've actually adapted working out recently.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
yeah. So I it was interesting because I've never been a fan of the gym ever.
Yeah.
Like I never liked going to the gym. I always tried, but never really liked it.
Hmm.
But then it has really helped me with stress. Like any single time I feel stressed, I know I can run to the gym and it's literally like letting out everything in you.
Right.
So it really helps a lot and it's been working for me since I started it.
Do you struggle with consistency? Because that's one area that I've seen that I struggle with sometimes. Like I have my some equipment at my house where I do like workouts and stuff, but that consistency and having a lot of things going on. Like sometimes you come back from work and you're tired. You have this podcast thing that, and this is the thing to look up to when you're setting a podcast is
Mm.
it adds on to what you already have. So like sometimes it takes places of some of the things you're doing. But I mean, I'm not saying like it's not doable. I've done it, but like how do you deal with the consistency with that gym?
Um, I just have to push myself.
Right.
I just know what I want and how I need to get it, basically, which is not easy. Like sometimes I literally go a full week without going because I don't really feel like going.
Hmm.
But then that's it. I'm not gonna go over a week because then what am I working for?
Yeah.
So and then also I came to accept that it's okay. Like it's okay if you don't feel like going to the gym. You don't have to go to the gym if you don't want to. It's
Mm.
okay to take some time off. It's okay to just do other stuff. You don't have to go there Monday to Sunday, I don't
Mhm.
know, 2 hours or
Yeah.
whatever. So I've also come to know that it is okay if you skip a day, if you skip 2 days, it's okay, as long as you know you have to. It's not something that is going to be a habit. You can take some days off, yes, but
Mhm.
then you have to go back.
Mhm.
So I think it also depends on like your goals that you're setting for yourself and where you want to be. So it depends on a person really. Like I feel
Like
like it's different for everybody.
having a self discipline, like just within you, push
Mhm.
yourself. Do you have a workout partner, like a gym partner? Because I noticed that's also something that helps when you have somebody you go with or holds you accountable.
Yes, yes. I have my sister Amy. She's also a gym junkie more
Like,
than I am. So she pushes me. She
yeah.
pushes me, and it's really good. It helps when you have someone to push
Hmm.
you. But I've also adapted a trainer, which is a whole different scenario because in this case you don't have a choice because you're kind of paying for it. So
Right.
you have to go there. And
Yeah.
with trainers, there is no friendly whatever. You
Mm.
have to do what you have
Yeah.
to do.
I like the idea of having a trainer. It's pretty cool. There's another person who holds you accountable, and you
Yeah.
think about that. All right. Another question. What do you believe stands between you and happiness?
I think it's myself really.
Yeah.
It would have to be me because I don't think nobody else has the power to stand between me and my happiness.
Facts. Yeah.
Uh, I don't think no like whoever you are, like whatever you do, I don't think nobody has the power over my happiness. So it would have to be me. Like whatever happens, it's me who has to take the first step to my happiness. It's me who has to make the efforts. So I would just say me,
Yeah.
basically.
And I think on one episode before I mentioned something that don't make your happiness come from a person. I don't
Mm,
care if it's your dad, your mom, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. It has
mm,
to be first from you, and then they will add on to that what you already have.
mm,
Because if you put your happiness in somebody, like what if a person dies, or what if something happens? Like will your happiness die with them? No, because you're still here, and life still has to go on. So I
Mm.
know it hurts when people we lose our loved ones, but you don't have to lose yourself when you still have it.
Yeah, because I feel like you have to always be happy by yourself first.
Hmm.
Like you just said, like you can't depend on anyone or even things. It's like, okay, if I drink, I'm going to be happy. If I
Yeah.
You can't depend on things to bring happiness. Like when you have someone that brings happiness, it should be like an additional type of happiness. So it should like the icing on the cake, as they say.
Yeah.
So like if you manage to be happy alone in your own space without having no one to make you happy, then I feel like that's really powerful because regardless of what happens, you will still be happy.
Hmm. What is something you think every person should experience in their lifetime?
Hmm. God, that's a good one. I mean, this is gonna sound cliche, but I feel like everybody should experience love in a way.
Hmm.
Love, I mean, it can be friendship, it can be relationship, it can be any kind of any type of love, if I had to put that way. But I feel like everybody should just like, like just have that person that loves them regardless, like ugly times, good times. It can even be one person, really. It can even be just one person. So I feel like love is a really powerful thing for like for us or for me.
Yeah.
So I feel like yeah, I would like everybody in the world.
I know you said it sounds cliche, but that's facts. Like that's definitely for me. When I was thinking about, I thought happiness because like I'm a happy person. I like to be happy. I like to
Mhm.
have a smile on my face, and I wish everybody should experience happiness, like complete happiness in their lives. Because I know there's a lot of people who are not happy, not because they want not to be happy, but because of situation. And like you said, in the same way, I wish everybody experienced love. Not a lot of people out there don't want to experience love, but because of situations. And those are both good answers. Is it easier to hate or to love, and why?
Mm, okay. Huh. Interesting. Because, okay, so if you had asked me this question 3 years ago or
Mhm.
2 years ago, I would probably say it's easier to hate than love.
Okay.
But now I have a whole different I would say the opposite. I would say it's definitely easier to love than hate. Because like imagine when you're hating a person, there is a lot of things that go in, or you're hating someone, or if you're hating whatever you're hating, really. Like there is the energy you put in, the thoughts you put in, it's very stressful. Imagine you walking in a room and that the person you hate is going to be there. You have to, you know, change your facial expressions and have an attitude, and it's just like it's too much effort, it's too much energy, and it's very stressful.
Mhm.
Whereas like it's easy to laugh. Like I feel like anybody can laugh, obviously. So like it's very easy and it's very peaceful, like
Yeah.
when you experiencing love or when you're giving out love, it's something that is really peaceful. I mean, at least for me, I feel like it brings peace somehow. Like if I'm surrounded by love, it's just easier. It
Mhm.
does not need too much effort. It's something that is natural. It just comes natural.
Yeah.
Natural. Sorry. So yeah, I'd definitely say it's easier to love than hate.
I was trying to pull up a quote from Martin Luther King Jr.
Mm,
about what he said about hate. I'll put it up here when I find it later. But
mm,
it kind of says like hate is so much like a burden. Like hate is more of a burden to carry. Like
mm,
it's definitely harder to have hate because when you have hate, you have something in you continuously reminding you that you hate this person, like you hate
yeah.
this thing.
Mm,
But when you love, sometimes you forget you are in love. Like it doesn't feel like a burden. Like you're in love, you're in this, like you're in space.
yeah.
Like it makes you feel like you're in space. That's how I can put it.
Yeah, because I feel like hate is like poison. And it's going to kill you.
Hmm.
For example, like the person you hate does not care, they don't care if you hate them or
Right.
whatever. It's like the poison that you put in yourself and is going to kill you slowly, actually. because like obviously like the like we said, like the energy, the much efforts you put in, I feel like I would have to compare it with, like, poison that
Mhm.
kills you slowly.
The other question is, do you think the end or the means is most important? And it's and explain. This is, I don't know if you got it, but it's like the end. It's basically like a journey. Do you think the end is more important or the means to the end is more important?
So basically, it doesn't matter how you get there, but as
Yeah.
long as you get there, is
Uh-huh.
that way?
Yeah.
Huh. I think it would depend in this situation.
Mhm.
Okay, let me see. But definitely, I would say the means. I
Yeah.
feel like it's how you get there.
Mhm.
It's not like if you got there, but it's how you get there. Like,
Yeah.
what what did you do to get there? Is it something good? Is it something that you can live with?
Yeah.
Is it something that is going to help some other people that would like to go where you're going?
Mhm.
So I definitely say the means, but then I feel like it depends on the situation. Like there are some situations where, like, for me at least, where, like, yeah, I got here, it doesn't matter what I had to do, but
Yeah.
I got here. But in general, I'll have to say that the means definitely matter.
I think I'll also like stick to the means because I really don't care if I get there. I care about how I was like, even if I don't, because even when the question says the means, or because they don't say you didn't get there, because if you take
Mm,
means, like you still get there. But
mm,
like even if I don't get there, I feel like the means will help you like you mentioned this, help somebody else, help your person you be better, because when you're on that means you learn a lot how to get there. But like let's say like a podcast, um you just started a podcast and somehow you bought followers, you bought everybody, and you have everything set. You
mm,
didn't learn what it takes to build a foundation, to build a podcast, to build, I won't call it fan base, but like a listener. All those things you missed there.
mm,
And even when you get there, you won't know how to deal with yourself because you didn't know the process. So
yeah.
that's how I would explain like how I would choose means. And yeah, means for sure. I'll take means any day. Like even if there is a possibility of not making it at the end, but whatever you learn up to where you get, it's beneficial to
It's
get
true.
you to where that gets you. What's your biggest passion?
Helping people. So
Yeah,
I love helping people, and it's something that I'm actually passionate about.
I think I
Uh,
remember you telling me that.
yeah, I think we had a conversation about it, and I did. So yeah, I do love helping people, like the little that I can, like, not I feel like it's a little bit selfish in a way, because I do it because of how it makes me feel, if that makes sense. So I feel like it would be a little bit selfish if I had to put it like that. So, like, the feeling that you get when you're helping someone, like, it's
Mhm.
just like it's a really good feeling to have. But also, like, I love helping people because sometimes I think, like, I'm here because somebody helped me,
Right.
regardless if it was my parents, whoever it was. So I'm here because someone, like, took a chance on me and they actually helped me.
Mhm.
So like, it's something that I'm really, really passionate about.
We have the similar passion there because I like helping people. I like because I've been helped to get where I'm at, and I feel like it's an opportunity to help somebody else, and that's how I look at it. It makes me feel good. I like it, and to see that other person also successful helps me feel better. Given a choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want to have a dinner or like with or have a dinner guest?
Okay.
Your family is not in this, so because I know you can't pick one of your family, so like your family.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
yeah, because if I had to pick my family, I'll pick everybody.
Yeah.
Um, and oh God, so it's just like a dinner.
Yeah, dinner guest. Yeah, just a dinner.
Um,
I'll help you simplify it. Like
mhm.
it could be somebody you're looking up to, like you want to have a dinner with this person, so you can ask him this question or ask her this question, or it's somebody you just want to like something you want about that person, or like why you would want to have a dinner with them. I don't know if I helped or I just made it worse. So I don't
Yeah, I feel like you're making it worse. But I'll probably say like one of my friends.
yeah. I thought you were gonna say like a celebrity or like a somebody.
Oh, oh, okay. Maybe I didn't think like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think like that. Okay, I was just thinking, never mind. So if I had to pick one person for dinner, I would say actually she's an artist. She's an artist that she's new. She just came up and I really like her music. So I feel like we'll be best friends somehow if we knew each other
Mhm.
because of her music and the way she carries herself. So she's a French one, so probably most people wouldn't know her. So she's called Osevne. She's a French artist. She's coming up and she's really good.
Yeah.
So I would give anything to just sit in a room with her and just have conversations.
Mhm. Yeah, that's I see where your love for music is, and like when you want to meet musicians, and actually on this podcast, I would like to tell you like you're the first person who introduced me to the song "People" by Bianca, and after
Mm-hmm.
that, I started singing it. I'd not heard of it, but
Yeah,
that song is different. Like
yeah, it just hits different for
it's
sure.
it's different. Is there something you have dreamed of for a long time, and why haven't you done it?
Learning a new language, actually,
Yeah.
like because I speak a few languages, but then I would like to add on like another language that is
You already
uh,
speak Luganda, Rwandese, Portuguese. What it called? What other language
French,
you want to learn?
English.
Oh, French.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I would like to add another language. I don't know because I feel like I feel like languages they just hit different. Like when
Yeah.
someone really have like knows how to speak different languages. Like I feel like it's something that I would like really to learn. But then I push it away because I think I'm not good with languages. Whereby like I get lazy. Like if a language is not interesting, like for example Portuguese, it took me a long time to learn Portuguese because I felt like a really it is not interesting to be honest for me. So it took me a long time to learn, but it's something that I always push. Like I feel like I have the means, like I can study, I can even self-study, I can even go to classes. It's something that I'm able to do, but then I don't know why I always like push it away every single time. So yeah,
It
I'd say the language.
it took me a long time to learn Rwandese too, and I think you can tell my
Yeah, sure. Mhm. It took you a
well,
long.
my writing skills are way up there. But I was gonna say, like, I want you to say this line in Portuguese. My name is Adeline, and I'm on the Uganda Boy Talk Show podcast.
Os- O meu nome é Adeline e estou aqui no podcast The Ugandan Boy Talk Show.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Well, final questions. We're gonna wrap up. I don't want to keep you here for the whole day. In one word, what do you live for?
Peace.
Perfect. That's what I had in my head too. What gets you
Okay.
excited about life?
I don't know, happiness, I can say. I'll say happiness.
Yeah, that's it, there's no wrong answer with that. I feel like the people have mentioned food, happiness, love, anything. Like
Oh, food
it's
as well. Oh, yes,
yeah.
food.
I said food because I know how big you are. Like you like good food, right?
Food. Yeah.
Um, what's a life lesson you've learned in life to this point?
Live in the present. Like
Yeah.
live like all we have is now. I'm the kind of person who used to live in the past a lot. Like I always lived there, yet I'm in the present. I always used to like reference the past a lot, and then it's like I was living there. So then it was a whole thing. And then one day I had a conversation with my friend, and then we were talking about it, and he's like, "Do you know that you're still living in the past?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And then I'm like, she was like you always want to leave from where you came from. You always reference the past. It's like, oh, I miss the old me, or I wish I could be like this. And it's always in the past. And she was like, why can't you just leave now? Because that's like for sure you have now, like you're sure that you have now, and you don't know the future because you always say, oh, in the future, you don't know the future. So
Mhm.
all you have is really now, which is cliche because a lot of people say, leave now and it's only the present that you have. But yeah, I've just learned to like live just for now,
Yeah,
just for now.
that's good. The final question, my signature question: who would you like to see on my podcast next? And you're gonna help
Uh,
me get the person here.
like it has to be anybody.
Anybody.
Um,
If you, I don't want to push you on the spot. If you need time to think about it, I can let you get a pass for that.
your wife, it would be good.
A lot of people have said that, but
Yeah, I
I
think it
don't
would.
I don't think it's for her. Like she doesn't like it.
I mean, she would do it for you, I think.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Hey there, this is Bonnie Kibuka, the host of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Thanks for watching and listening to my podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you share it with a friend and recommend somebody to this podcast. Don't forget to leave a feedback on this podcast because that's how we grow. And also don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. Join us on our social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So we would love to hear from you. Thank you very much and be blessed.